Can you hear me? Okay, so it's 9:05. Oh, hello, Gus. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, if it goes out, just hopefully I'll hear you. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start with a round of check-ins, just about 30 seconds. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Kind of open sharing here. I will start. So we met Paul Stamets, the very famous mushroom grower, when we were on Cortez Island. So that was a pretty fun time. Yesterday we saw an owl, and the weather's been rainy here, so I've been having a little hard time with my mood, but the sun poked out yesterday. So that's me. Looking forward to this call and so grateful for everybody joining. I will pass to Craig.
Hello, good morning. Great to virtually see everyone here playing catch up as per usual. Life is good. I'll pass it to, oh, hey, Griff. Go, Griff.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on in the comms circle and see how I can help push it forward. I don't know who I need to pass it to, so if someone wants to pass it for me.
I can pick it. Good morning. I am, also very excited to see everything going on here. It seems like a lot of work is happening. And I had a chill morning researching more for the SoftGov working group, and I'll pass to Zaptimus.
Hello, I'm here. I'm starting to record this now. So, yes, I'm excited. I was reading some documents, and I'm excited to help. So I pass the word to Jungbell.
Juan, I think that's you.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I've been working towards a draft for a conflict resolution program for the TEC. So hope everyone can join in the discussion. And I had that talk with Griff on Sunday, so that gave me some ideas to make it simple. And also, I've been seeing Fabian in the blockchain lab that was in the Future Law Summit. So it was very interesting. And I will pass it to Humberto.
Thanks, Juan, for all your effort. It's been really nice to see that just narrowed down. That's impressive also. Doing good. Here's Night. I've been having a nice but tough week with an exam coming. So everything good. I just have doubts on the ClickUp if it's needed. Maybe we can just do the follow-up of stuff in Notion. Maybe that will be easier. And well, we can just later talk about that. Sorry, I will pass it to Manu.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here as always. Let me just turn on my camera so you can see my face. Been helping out with the forum, also with the landing page during the weekend. Actually, I got the landing page ready, and actually I can just share a little bit with you if you guys want. And I've been at the same time working on the acknowledgement mechanisms for 5 pandemics. And yeah, it's been a blast. I have been receiving a lot of support, so it's very exciting. So yeah, here's a little preview of what I've been working on. And yeah, we got already a domain and we have everything running. Well, it's still missing but yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I pass it to Jeff. Okay, Jeff left. Then I pass it to Gustavito. We cannot hear you, bro.
Me now. Now you can hear me. Cool.
Yes.
If you just hit on unmute, that will work out. So yeah, I'm just starting to show around in these community calls. I'm very curious about what you guys are cooking on, and looking forward to see how I can help, where I can contribute outside this community. I'm particularly working on educational programs in Latin America, and also working with a couple of communities about community currencies. That's what I do also here. And pass it to Jeff, who's come back right now. You're on mute, Jeff, in case you're speaking. Or maybe Jeff can't hear us. I don't know. Septimos, did you talk already?
Yeah, did I already talk?
Okay, Santix, what about you?
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I think it's the first time I come to a communication meeting. I'm just amazed by all the stuff that's going on in this group, and I wanted to just come in and see firsthand how everything is evolving. I'm really excited about all the stuff that you guys are doing. I'm gonna pass it to Craig.
Craig went already. I think just Blair, isn't it? Oh, and Fabian. I'll pass it to Blair.
Okay, yeah. I've been in the Token Engineering Academy classes and having a great time in there. A lot of new information for me. And just actually got out of a meeting with Fabian, working on a really cool project as part of that course. And yeah, that's been most of my last week. Fabian, you're up.
Maybe not.
Sorry, Blair. Did you finish? And is it my turn or? All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I had
your
a
turn.
gap for a moment. Yeah, I can just echo what was said before. I'm really amazed what's happening in this space around you guys, and I'm very happy to participate. Yeah, I'm participating in the workshop right now. We had a session yesterday dealing with where I presented some ideas around stability that come from first principles, like whether we can actually construct something intrinsically stable as opposed to just building platforms on the Titanic. And then meanwhile, I'm working with Shebnem on a basically frameworks for ethical reasoning and see if we can generalize an approach so that we can apply to sense making that eventually goes towards creating a kind of a legislative framework for us to operate in a crypto space safely, because I don't think we should rely on traditional structures because they're too flawed. And I'm in the process of getting a visa to Bali by the end of the month, so that's exciting for me. All right, check.
Congrats.
My internet was cutting out for the last 10 minutes. Did everybody get a chance to go?
I think Blair still needs to go, right?
No, everybody went.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna plow ahead. And thankfully, we just drove to the library, so signal should be good now. Thank you again for everyone joining. Hopefully everybody can access the agenda. It is in the TEC Comms channel if you want to go ahead and jump in, and make sure I've listed your name as well under the call agenda so that we can praise you for attending. So I just want to go through the deliverables. and get an update from Griff and share a little bit about the discoveries we had when writing our blog this week. And then we want to spend as much time as possible in the last 30-ish minutes, if we can, to go through the narratives exercise that Manu so wonderfully put together for us. So first, going through the deliverables as quickly as possible. The newsletter, we got it out. We'll talk about some learnings in just a minute, but I am going to be working with Livy. There's a praise meeting this Friday. Yes, Griffin, Livy? Okay, so if anyone wants to join, this is really interesting to see how the praise quantification process works. And from this meeting, we will be writing every 2 weeks a newsletter and kind of like the leaderboard of the praise. So if anybody would like to attend this Friday, we can send that information in comms channel if anybody wants to join that process. Twitter setup, Blair, how is that going? So Blair and I had a discussion about the handle that and had a lot of people saying tech MNS was not that easy, but he found Token Eng Commons. Was it, Blair? Do you want to update us real quick on what we need to move forward with that?
Yeah, I tried to make it and it Twitter truncates it. So I thought the handle length was 15 characters, but it won't let me do token ENG commons, unfortunately. So I think we just might want to move ahead with TEC MNS.
All right, we'll make it sing. Let's do it.
Okay.
Awesome. So that brings us to the branding and the logo design. Okay. Marco had just posted that update. And yeah, I was having internet troubles this morning. Let's see. Livy, would you mind quickly posting that Figma link I sent you in TEC Comms channel so everybody can see it? I was having trouble. Thanks. So I didn't get a chance. So if everybody wants to look in TEC Comms channel, Livy is throwing the Figma link in there. And this is kind of like the preview of the logo. And I'm in the process with Marco. So let me know when you can see that. And meanwhile, actually, while we wait on that, the map of contributors is going on. Let's see. Manu, you were handling that. Do you want to just mention to everyone what they need to do and what it is?
Yeah, so one of the things that we have identified that most of the communities have as an issue is that they really don't understand like who is really working on what. So what we're trying to do with this Airtable is to basically list the names of the people that are contributing to the Token Engineering Commons, and as well defining what are the different type of skills that they feel they're strong about, and also listing what are the different projects that they're engaged with, or the different sub-projects that they're engaged with within the Token Engineering Commons. And yeah, that's basically the idea.
Okay, cool. So if you haven't had a chance and you need help jumping into that, feel free to reach out to Manu, but it would be really awesome. I went in and did my own the other day, and I thought, wow, this is a really super way to track this and have representation so we can all just have visibility into what we're doing as we still figure out the like project management processes that we're all going to be using. And I know ClickUp is on the way from SoftGov, is working on some other project management wizardry. So this is the process we're working on. But for now, at least we'll have everybody mapped and everybody can see kind of where everybody's at and ask questions and whatnot. So perfect. Website, Blair and Manu. Oh, sorry. Any questions?
I have one question around that it feels kind of an overlap with the Airtable. What is the difference of the contributor map that you're talking about?
Oh, no, it's the same one. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same one.
I think that maybe the confusion is on ClickUp, and ClickUp is just going to be a tool for tracking time, about the different contributions that we're doing. And I think that this is not set in stone yet, but Umberto and a couple of other people are basically coming up with the whole idea and the whole proposal for the team.
Yeah, it wasn't not only for tracking time, it was for breaking down the structure of tasks so that we could divide a bigger project into small tasks. And let's say that I don't know how to do a bigger thing, but I know how to do this specific task. So I can assign myself to that task, and that will be better and will be easier for people to onboard without having to know everything. But it has been a little trouble to get together, like to explain how does it work, and maybe we just don't need that. But that's what we need, like 15 minutes to talk about that with a mirror sharing my screen, and maybe I can explain you how it works, and you tell yes, this works for us, or no, let's do it in Notion, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, my understanding was that SoftGov was going to try this out for the working group and then report back. Like if people like it, then we can have a look. Does that work?
I think it would be great to have one platform where all the action items of all the working groups would be there, because one problem we've been having is that I don't know, just like this, like projects have multiple leads of the map, for example, of multiple things that are going on, are hard to see them from an outside perspective. So is there a block from having everything on Notion? Is it about like people having credentials to jump in or something like that?
The Notion requires quite a hefty subscription fee, is my understanding. Maybe not. I think it's like $10 a person, but when we may have like, who knows, like dozens of people. So yeah, I guess maybe in the stewards meeting we can address this, and maybe we can have a poll of like what project management tools people like. I'm open to whatever we want to use, but I totally agree with you 1,000%, Livia. So we need a solution for this. So maybe we can identify it as a challenge or problem, but yeah, we definitely need to all have the working groups in one spot. I don't feel attached to any platform. So can we table that one and come out with like a survey or an async solution to figure that out? Does that work?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, I'm like a train because we have a lot of things to go, but this is amazing, like super important. Okay, let's. So did everybody have a chance to take a glance at the logo?
I don't know where I can find it.
In the TEC Comms and the Token Engineering Discord and the TEC Comms channel. Everybody who can see it, can you just like give a thumbs up or thumbs down in your screen? And then we can do like a better signaling later.
I think it's pretty dope.
Just like a quick round and then. Basically, the logo is pretty much set. We're going to be playing, Marco's going to be dealing with like colors next. It's kind of a balance right now between, not doing it like so by committee. I've been trying to go out one-on-one to people and like do little surveying here and there of how people feel about it. But I think the consensus is most people like it. And the next phase is color, and like Marco has to do some mock-ups to see like how flexible it is. But I trust him. And hopefully everybody's going to be happy with it. We're just in the final stage of selecting color, but again, we're trying to move as fast as possible so we can like push to get the website, and Griff and tech team are kicking ass, so we need to keep up with them. So if anybody has any strong feedback about the logo, please send me a direct message, and I've been doing my best to integrate everybody's feedback. But otherwise, you've had a first look, sneak peek. Awesome. I super love it. I can even share one mock-up Marco did that was like on a wall. I sent it to Griff. It looks like Banksy or something. It's pretty rad. I think it's a good mix of like, we don't fuck around, but also it's fun and playful and kind of like superhero-ish.
I'll share it.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Griff. That's much better. Okay. So that's the logo, which a lot of our platforms are kind of hung up and waiting on. So hopefully we can wrap that in the next day or two. And then we have, Blair and I spent some time last week working on some website content. Manu or Blair, do you have updates for website backend setup and how we would like to move forward with that? I was thinking maybe we do a kickoff work session tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, actually, I already started. I shared just when you weren't here. You can check the teccommons.org. I already put a WordPress there together with Griff during the weekend, and also I got the DV template ready with the content. That will be it.
Okay, awesome. So what do we need to do to move that forward? Or is it just you and Blair working together with what we built so far on the content to and Marco to get the Figma?
Yeah, Manu, I'm down to jump in a work sesh this week if you want. Jam on it with you. But I think what you have looks awesome so far. So great work. It looks frozen.
Okay, so it's just a matter of kind of reviewing what's there and then making some adjustments. So Blair, maybe we can do that this week.
Yeah, I'll sync up with Manu.
Okay. Awesome, Manu. I'm so sorry I haven't had a chance to look at it. We were out in the forest this weekend, but thank you so much for hauling so fast on that. And I look forward to seeing that once my internet is functioning. Tomorrow we're back to mainland. Awesome. Oh yeah, and then I saw you guys also set up the forum. Can you update on that as well?
Oh,
Who did this?
looks like we lost Jess for a second there. Manu, do you have any updates on the forum? Oh, we lost Manu too. Well, what I can say is I know that it's still a work in progress. We've overcome the technical barriers, but I don't think that I'm pretty sure we don't have anything to show people, but the infrastructure is finally there. So, and that was a battle. But so we're going forward with it, and it's something that we're hoping to use for communicating the tech spec group as well.
Okay, rad. Okay, so yeah, Blair, are you up for just work sessions with me this week? And working with Manu as well for getting those front ends sorted for the forum and also to keep iterating on the website?
Yep. Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So we are almost through deliverables. Story canvas we'll be doing at the end of this meeting. Oh, trusted seed reach outs. Craig, did you have an update of how that's going and anything else you could need for that project?
Sure, real quick. It's been going well. I've been reaching out to folks whom we have not necessarily been able to link up an ETH address with a Telegram handle, and got lots of responses, and I think hopefully lots of people actually applying. That's still a work in progress, still following up with people individually, and I'll need to sync up likely with Griff or just get a new pull off that spreadsheet, and I'll just keep working on that and keep following up with people. It's been nice to interact with people virtually, individually, as opposed to in larger group settings. So I think it's going well.
Just a really quick thing on that. One of the things that is limiting our ability to get some people who have filled out the form is that they say that they do not want to have their name publicly linked. And so I'm deleting all of those. When I did update the form, and when they say that they're not willing to be public with their address, then and have their name linked, then I can't share that data. So there are some people, and I'll tell you who they are, that basically need to fill out the form again and click yes on that box. Otherwise, we can't really do anything because they won't let us share.
Okay, that's good to know. And so do you think we need to say anything to those people? Just like, this is a reputation token, that's why it's public, or add anything to the survey? Or like, should Craig then go back to those people and be like, hey, actually, we need that because this is a reputation token. That's the whole point. And it's totally up to you, no pressure, but just so you know why. Because like, just as a single question on the form, there's not really any context.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably need to change the question on the form, and I'm happy to work with Craig, and we can divide and conquer the list of people who say, no, I'm not willing to share my information publicly. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Craig, thank you again for taking on that monstrous beast of a task. You are unbelievable. I can't believe how many people you've contacted so far.
Yeah, it's been good, and I'll work with Griff, and definitely have been trying to communicate the public nature of signing up and how things are currently configured, and we need that linkage, and totally respecting people that do not want their address linked. So there's been a lot of questions and a lot of conversation. So it's been good.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, I'm gonna quickly try to wrap the deliverables so then we can hear from Griff, because that'll be about 10 minutes, and then we'll see how we can go for the story canvas. So next things, onboarding video and TLDR. That's on my list for this week, in addition to YouTube setup, because we're already starting to get recordings for the calls. So I'm gonna work on setting up the YouTube this week, and then I'm gonna start the document for our onboarding video. And I think that should be, not take so long to figure out a plan for that. And whoever wants to volunteer, basically will just be like one-liners and a bunch of different faces of reading to like welcome people in a video to the channel. And so yeah, I'll send directions and all that once we move a little bit further. I have a Discord subscribe bot, that's for later. And then Humberto, I really would like to give you time to present your news proposal, but I don't think that's going to be today because we have the story canvas, but I want to honor that, and it's super awesome what you put together. So if we can table that for next week. But I just want to mention Humberto put together this really rad like news proposal, and I have a TV background and was a producer, and he looks like a producer the way he put it all together, like time blocking out the news in like either a podcast or however. So I think this will be super fantastic. But it's kind of a nice to have right now, like more for the launch, or when we can iterate to that point. But I just want to mention and like honor you for putting in the time, and I hope that we can give you the time to present that next week. Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, so next thing, and I'm gonna try to time box it to 5 minutes if we can, is to get an update on the tech spec and share a little bit for everyone to gain some of the learnings. When we were writing the praise, you guys all saw the blog posts. We had some learnings while we were writing that and how to communicate, because it is a little challenging right now, because basically this whole C-Stack and TEC, and what is the difference between the common stack and TEC? Are they merging? People are asking, what's the deal with tokens? And the thing is, we can't answer a lot of these questions because the community will vote. So I'm going to let Griff take this on and just share a bit of a tech spec update. And we need to be the, like, all of us are going to be the advocates and kind of the communicators on how to explain to people how the tokens will be functioning in this. So Griff, take it away.
Okay, there's a lot there. So the common stack token is a non-transferable token that's kind of like a reputation score for people who we're just trying to curate a group of trusted people that are value driven, not profit driven, or at least not solely profit driven, so that people feel good about including these group of people that are not just going to pump and dump your coin, right? And that's the common stack token, and we need that because the way that we structure our commons is that we allow a group of people to have a lot of governance power for super cheap at the beginning to kickstart the economy. So there's, unlike SourceCred, which bootstraps economies with labor, we're bootstrapping economy with funding. And, there's a lot of people that are really focused on short-term profits. And so we use vesting and basically a gated entry for the first block to make sure that the speculator archetypes that want to participate in this economy come in when it's safe for them to be pump and dumping, which is after the hatch when the economy is open for everyone to use. So that's the place for the CStack token. Because we put in a lot of effort into this legal structuring behind it, and we've already curated a really cool group of people that have skin in the game through donation. And also people who are just putting in volunteer hours in this the economy we're trying to build. We have a nice curated list of people already with an actual legal foundation so that they can feel safe buying into any general partnership DAO. And we're doing our best to make sure that exists. So because of that, and it's already there, it's kind of easy to just use it for the token engineering commons. In fact, it's kind of its purpose. So that's the CStack token, but the token engineering commons may want to include other people. Like when the onboarding working group comes in and they say, hey, we need to onboard these different groups. We need certain people who are going to provide funding and strong governance and make good decision making. And these are this group of people. And then we have these projects that also want to use the funding and to provide token engineering public goods. Maybe both of these groups need to be included in the hatch, and they're not holding CStack tokens. So then we have to figure out with the onboarding group and the legal working group if we should give those people CStack tokens and call that the entry whitelist to the token to the hatch, to where we initialize the bonding curve with funds, or if we create another token, which we can call the TEC hatch token, the tech token, another tech token that no one even sees. It's not like a real token. It's more just a list of people that are able to buy into the hatch. That would include CStack token holders and other people. This is a decision that hasn't been made yet. So we have to wait until the legal working group and the onboarding working group can coordinate with everyone to make these decisions. So, hey, ambiguity, what do we do? Who knows? That's your job. You guys got to communicate that shit. Thank you. And then the other piece is the tech spec. So the goal of the tech spec group is to not only deploy the DAO, but we're using some really powerful language of calling this the technical specification group to make sure that we actually communicate the technical specification that we're launching. And the idea here is we as a community need to be able to decide the parameters of our token economy. But the parameters are hidden in code. So the tech specs power and what we're trying to do is pull all that stuff out of the code and inform our community. We need to be able to make informed decisions on these parameters. So I've been working with, he's not here, but Dahi, who helped me with the tech spec a little bit, and Sem, obviously, and the whole OneHive crew to actually pull out the parameters that we're using for this first test and define them and list them in a way that a normal person can read and be informed on what is possible to tweak. And then with the experience of playing with it and this handbook of what the parameters are, once we have the forum up, we can start discussing the impacts of different parameters and what we can choose, and people will have this foundation where they can dig if they're curious and they want to be part of the decision-making process of what parameters we use for this token economy. So that's the tech spec working group, and I think my 5 minutes is up.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Griff. And I really want to allow time for questions as well. However, we're trying to get to the story canvas. So I think maybe we can have some discussion around this in the weekly sync, like a Q&A a little bit. Or what may be better is that we start developing an FAQ But for right now, the narrative that we're kind of said in writing the blog was, when people ask about these things, it's basically, hey, people, for right now, you're getting double the tokens. And we actually don't know what that's going to mean because that's up to you. So actually, this is very empowering. And this is even more reason why people, will be happy to receive tokens, because then they will be able to decide and vote on what parameters we choose. And if you're really interested to go deep into this, then you might want to join the onboarding group, because also it's good to know that Angela and the students from TE Academy are actually going around and interviewing dozens of stakeholders. So these are like our ecosystem friends at OneHive. These are people in our own community. Any of you, she might reach out to you to understand the people who want to hold these tokens to contribute to the commons. What are they looking for? What are you hoping to get out of this? And with this understanding, we can develop the best model possible. So if you're really interested to go into that, then I suggest you might want to jump into one of the onboarding calls or check out the document from Angela that they're putting together. So are there any questions? We can allow for a few minutes, because I want to give everybody an opportunity, if there's something burning right now, to ask to Griff.
Is it me or I cannot hear?
Oh,
I can hear.
Me? Oh, okay. Does anybody have any burning questions for Griff or Livy that we can tackle in a couple of minutes? Otherwise, feel free
Is
to put it
Jess
in the
speaking? I can't hear her too.
Oh, that's so weird. I can hear her.
I
cannot hear her.
Okay, well, she
I can
was
hear her.
asking, she was asking if there's any questions.
Yeah, any questions? Any burning questions? Otherwise, if you have questions, you can put it in the TEC comms channel, and then everybody can see the answer, because maybe they have the same question and we can use it to develop our FAQs.
Yeah, feel free to DM or ask in public, and either way, let's get you guys informed, because if you guys are informed, you'll pass that understanding to everyone else, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think we've gotten through the main stuff. So, I guess, how is everybody on time? If we go 10 minutes over, is that okay? Or will anyone need to jump before we jump into the next place? Griff's making a face. That's fine if you need to jump.
Livia has the SoftGov
Oh,
call right after.
That's right. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm sorry. Of course, that's right after this. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get done in 18 minutes. And usually, yeah, we'll like to be a little more chill, but we've got some urgency. So Manu, take it away. Lead us through for 18 minutes on the story canvas.
It's sadly it's not enough time, but I hope we can make some progress here. Well, the idea of the story canvas is to basically define what are the different type of audiences that we're going to be targeting. What is the kind of purpose that is bringing us together? What are the different key messages, call to actions, stories, different type of possible campaigns? What are the outcomes, and what are the indicators or KPIs that we want to track? So one of the things that we did in the past was that everyone was just coming in and putting their ideas here. But the thing is that we realized that we actually have two phases of the TEC comments. And the first phase is the hashing phase, and then the second phase is after the hashing is done. So I'm sure that we want to find different type of people for each type of the phases, and therefore we're just going to focus on creating a new story canvas that will be targeting the hashing event. So yeah, here is basically all the description about the different sections within the campus, and sadly, I don't think that we have enough time to go through it and then review it. But what I would suggest is that we actually put some time into this, and in next meeting we review it, and we have it, or maybe during the week we review it. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. What do you guys think? So then I share with you guys on the TEC Commons channel. I just shared with you the link.
It's asking me
if you can
password,
access
man.
it, that'd be nice. If you cannot, then the password is token engineering. It's written like this. If you don't have access. Does everyone has access?
In which channel is it?
I share it with you again. Let me just share my screen so you can see it. It's in the Token Engineering Commons channel. 1 second. Let me share my screen. Here.
The TE Comms channel.
Yeah. So you go here and you see the TEC Comms channel.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So yeah, I see that there's a couple of people already there. So yeah, as I said, instead of focusing our time here, we should focus on time here in the hashing. Yeah, so I'm sure that there's a lot of things that we can take from here, from this. So if you want to have a quick look, feel free to do so. But remember, maybe Griff, if you can give us an idea about what is the goal of the hatching, that would be even. I would say that would be very, very helpful.
Yeah, so I would say, hey, feel free to go in there while I rant for like 2 minutes and just start writing things in. Manu has a really nice explainer of each box. Just pick a box, and if you think you know some things, start writing. We have 15 minutes and a bunch of really awesome brains focusing in on this board. Let's use it. As far as the hatch, so the hatch is one of the necessary evils of a bonding curve. Because when you have a bonding curve, the one thing that everyone knows about bonding curves who study it for a little bit is you want to be the first person to buy. And so when you are the first person to buy the bonding curve, you get the cheapest price. So to deal with that imbalance opportunity, we have a couple of limitations for the first buy of the bonding curve to initialize the bonding curve. Number one, it's a big bulk buy. So everyone gets the same price. Instead of this like, oh, anyone can buy in and then the price goes up, everyone gets the same price, and this is part of the hatch. Also, to mitigate the benefits of being the first buyer and getting a super cheap price and a guaranteed profit almost, we have a heavy vesting requirement. So when you buy into the hatch, there will be a period of time, which this will be voted on by our community. It's called the cliff, where 100% of the tokens are vested or have a vesting requirement. They're locked. They're not even vested. It's a locking thing. So the tokens are locked. You can't sell them. You can't sell them into the curve, but you do get them super cheap. So in the hatch, when you buy in, the hatch price might be 5 cents, and the price at the end will be 10 cents. And you can see this on the Common Stack website exactly why this is. It's kind of like, when you buy into the hatch, you get the average price, which is from 0 to 10 cents. You get 5 cents or something. Maybe it's 3 cents, whatever. Depends on our curve. And you get that average price, and the final price is going to be higher. So this is a very interesting dynamic that is very exciting for people to buy in, because you can see a direct benefit. But to mitigate that, when people buy into the hatch, not all of them funds go to create the economy. In fact, this is the great thing about what we can do with this dynamic, is we can divert some funds to go into the funding pool. The funding pool is like the classical donation stream. So it's like the pot of funds that the token holders get to govern, that they can use to fund public goods in the token engineering space. So when people buy into the hatch, some percentage of the funds will go to the economy. Some percentage of the funds will go to the funding pool. And the hatch dynamic, the hatch culture, is going to be limited. So we're not going to let anyone buy into the hatch. We don't need to promote this to the world. We only need to promote it to the token engineers and the community that's on the whitelist. And so those, I feel like that's enough perspective. What do you think, Manu?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that's great. It would be also great if you can tell us, Griff, what are the type of people that you think are essential for this, and why? It's just to get a little bit of understanding.
The people who buy into the hatch are going to be the whales of the commons, and that's just the way it is. So these are the people who end up with the most governance decisions. They end up with the most skin in the game. So we are looking very specifically to exclude profit-seeking, pump and dump, DeFi bros. The Chads are not welcome in this commons. Now, of course, there are some people who may be Chads in some parts of their life, and really important token engineering influencers in other parts of their life. So it's not like one person is not a multitude of like archetypes, right? So, but the archetype that we need to promote, and the opinion and the thing that we need to make sure people understand, is that if you buy into the hatch, you need to be focused on actually providing value towards the public goods that token engineering can create. So that needs to be the focus of the people who come into the hatch. They need to understand this is not about making a profit. This is about creating value for the entire world, enabling people to create safe economies that are well engineered and have the resources accessible to them. Free and easy to access resources to create economies to change the world. And so that's the public good token engineering hopes to create, and that's the focus that needs to be on the top of the mind of the hatchers that come in.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that, Griff.
Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
I think that you're muted. You're muted, Griff. I think you're trying to talk, but you're muted.
Jess was saying if there's anything else that people want to share.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very happy what I'm hearing, and I'm just curious, in which area or which format are these kind of things explored and discovered for further development, like not within this context, but in general. I'd be very curious too.
Can you go a little deeper? I don't understand the question.
Well, I mean, the dynamics that you just outlined to basically prevent the problem of whales and create an alternative to that. I've worked on a similar area in 2017 where we wanted to do a launch and we didn't, but there was a lot of considerations that went into that, and it's something that I'm very curious and would like to contribute mainly because we never really got to the phase where we actually deployed it, and I was just wondering, who is having those discussions, and is there a possibility to participate in that?
Yeah, that'll be the onboarding. That's the onboarding working group mostly. They're probably the ones that are deep diving into this. It's going to be a tough thing to do, because what we'll end up doing is saying, hey, here's how many tokens you can buy. Like, everyone will be given kind of a max that they can purchase. And it's going to be based off of the tokens, the C-Stack tokens that they have, or the tech tokens that they have, the TEC hatched tokens that they have. So depending on different people's trust levels, different people will be able to have a whale role if they choose to put skin in the game, right? Because there is this there needs to be this balance between like we want to value everybody's perspective, but at the same time, if someone puts $20 into the TEC and someone puts $1 million into the TEC, person that put in $1 million kind of has more skin in the game in the future of this economy.
Sure.
So there is this balance
I understand this very much in the onboarding for this particular hatch, but what I was expressing my curiosity was more to pursue that kind of direction, because I believe that whole approach is much richer, even though it's an amazing step in the first direction. But what comes after that, like for future iterations, that's basically where my interest is.
So this is the C-Stack token. This is exactly why we have a C-Stack token. And part of the goal here is to have a multi-game, like game theoretical system, where if you have CStack tokens, and those will allow you to participate in this first hatch of the TE Commons, right? But if you misbehave in the TE Commons, we can see that. And so we remove the prisoner's dilemma issue of, or we try to use the multi-game positioning of the CStack token to say, if you misbehave in the TE Commons, then you will not be able to participate in other hatches as well, right? And so that's part of the token design of the CStack token, where we're also creating a max trust score for every CStack token holder based off of reviewing their application to the common stack. I actually look at it and we say, oh, is this person like, you know, how credible is this person? How much information do we have that this person is value driven over profit driven? And we give a subjective trust score to every applicant, and that enables them, like the highest trust score is like Simon de la Rouvier, who invented the token bonding curve, right? Like he can have 10% of the token engineering comment. He can have 10% of the CStack token. Yeah.
So sorry, we've got 4 minutes left, and I wanted to be able to do checkouts and wrap. And this is really important dialogue. So I think, I mean, this is going into the hard gov discussion of, you know, quadratic conviction voting. A lot of these things are still being modeled, but maybe we do need a channel for that. So let's think about where we can start to document this. And yeah, onboarding group, I guess, is the primary, but yeah, we have some documentation to do and looking at some of the different options. And Fabian would love to have your feedback. And Juan, I see you putting your hand up. So maybe we can start a document, or yeah, I will think with Ange and we can start just keep going in the comms channel, or let's come up with a way that we can express these ideas and start to put them together. So I hear you. And Juan, I want to hear what you're saying, but yeah, sadly we're always on crunch. We've got 4 minutes, so quick checkouts. Thanks everybody. I feel this is super productive. I wish we can go longer. We can keep thinking about maybe making this a little longer, or having a meeting where we discuss have an open meeting or Q&As with Griff. So I pass to Santi. Quick checkouts.
Hello, I'm here.
We're just checking out of this meeting so that we can go to the SoftGov meeting.
Yeah, I'm checking out.
Okay, cool. Pass to Manu.
Okay, yeah, just to clarify, we're gonna go back to the Miro board whenever you guys want, but we're gonna review it together hopefully next week. But yeah, just go there, help us out with that, and yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to Griff. He knows way more how the whole system will work. And yeah, let's get it done. And thanks everyone for contributing.
I'll take the next. Thank you guys so much for this. Sorry for ranting. Feel free to do this Miro board during the SoftGov call. You know, at the beginning, we're just doing intros, and that'll be nice. It's a great multitask thing, and we need as much. Manu and the team can use as much of this data as possible. It's really critical for us to design the right system for communicating these ideas. So thank you guys for listening to me rant, and I'll pass it to Lydia.
Yeah, great call, everyone. And all of these topics that were coming up, they are directly related to the onboarding working group, and some of them are already being looked at. And we'll have an overview in the SoftGov of what the onboarding working group is up to, since they are somehow correlated. So yeah, I see you guys there in a minute.
I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Okay, I was hearing like this whole call, and it was amazing. Like, and especially what Griff was talking about, the building a lot of new economies around the world that can be like changing the whole thing of the world, and that's amazing. That's really amazing. If we can do that, wow, it's going to be so cool. I'm very glad I'm here, and I pass to Blair.
Yeah, just shout out to all the stewards. I feel like this distributed group of open source collaborators is flying at light speed right now, and I'm happy to be along for the journey. So nice job, y'all.
Let's pass it to YGG.
Yeah, hey, thanks everyone. Awesome call, incredible work. I love the high speed collaboration and everyone's super on point. So it's nice to see everyone coming out. I think this group, amongst what I've been tracking in the whole crypto emergence world, is on the right track. And there's some innovative ideas here that I don't see anywhere else. And I think that's why we get this attraction of this sort of high caliber talent, everyone bringing a lot to the table. So it's an honor to be here. And thanks everyone. And I'll pass it to, let's see, who else? AMW Fund? Who is that?
Hi,
That's
me.
Craig.
It's Craig. I'll change that.
Oh,
one of
Craig.
these years. Yeah, I'll just ditto everything that everyone has said. This is awesome. And I'll see you at SOFCA. And I'll pass it to Fabian.
Oh, you're still muted, Fabian.
Okay. Yeah. So such a pleasure to be here. I'll write something in the onboarding chat so we can keep this short. Check.
I'll pass it to Juan.
Griff, nothing that I would thank you for the discussion we had on Sunday. It was very enlightening for the work that I've been doing about the conflict resolution. So if anyone wants to see it, the link is in SoftGov. And the basic is like about having graduate sanctions. And it's like the first idea that I have is like when you play sports, like first you get a verbal warning, and then you can get like a yellow card. And if you accumulate yellow cards, then you have a red card that would like affect privileges, affect various privileges. And I think that that would also help to not lose the speed in the game when there are conflicts, because sometimes when a conflict arises, like everything stops. And with this like graduate sanctions, maybe there can be like fast answers for common issues. And then there could be another more complex structure when there is no like consensus on the matter, and then there could be like a scaling of the conflict with negotiation processes. So everyone feel free to join and review.
Nice, and we'll pass it to Gus. Hey, what's up, Gus? Go for it.
Hey. That's cool, Juan Carlos. I'm definitely looking forward to have a look in that document for conflict resolutions and give a hand if I see I can help you somewhere. Just to close this, I just have to say that I'm super excited about this being shaped. This is my first like full Token Engineering Commons meetings. I'm just remembering last year talking with Griff in Barcelona when I was asking, Griff, but what is the first Commons? What are we building the first? I remember you sharing this idea about Token Engineering Commons, and I'm just super excited of being this shaped already. And I think I was the last one.
I'm the last one, but
be.
Yeah. So I'm really happy to this. I'm working also in this canvas. I have already put some stuff more, and thank you very much. Have a good night.
And Jess, did you go?
Yep, I went. Thank you. I'm going to SoftGov. Meet you there. See you next week, same time. Have a beautiful week.
Bye.
Have a beautiful week.
Thank you, everyone.